Stock market today analysis for Aloha Friday, April 28th, 2023. You can check out the website. Free stuff, paid stuff. Ultimately, this stuff is about selling cash secured put options on stocks you'd be happy to own. Why? Well, I will tell you why. At the 1 minute mark of this video, I'm going to leave a link to a video that will give you 5 reasons why you should do this. And at the 45-second mark, I'm going to leave you another video. Boom! You just saw it pop up right there. The video at the 45-second mark is going to be about the unfair advantage of doing this. At the 1 minute mark, it's the 5 reasons. All right, 45 seconds, going to be the unfair advantage. And the 1 minute, the 5 reasons. It seems like 15 seconds should be enough space between those two. Put it right in the beginning for you to look at them. Well, myself, I just got back from Arizona a day or two ago. I can't quite remember. I had 2 weeks before that, I was in Orlando, Florida, and all this time change going to these seminars, I was really kind of pretty lethargic. And good thing I sell a lot of cash secured put options. And watch that video at the 45-second mark. You'll find out why it didn't matter to me, why I didn't really need to pay a whole lot of attention to the market. We're looking at what happened this week. We'll see if this one had any big movement in the market. This is the personal consumption expenditures, which supposedly the insert whatever adjective you want for the Federal Reserve people have some big weight over that. Now, it's debatable whether these numbers are accurate, but these are the numbers that insert whatever adjective you want for Federal Reserve, government, all those type of people are giving us. The day finished with more green than red, but take a look at this. It seems like we got just a little bit more increase in how many stocks are below the 200-day moving average. A little bit over 50% below the 50-day moving average. And new highs and new lows kind of got, obviously there's a little more on the, tad bit more, but it's a bit balanced. If you look at these, it's a bit weighted to the downside. Today really was helpful. Look at this. Bidding for First Republic as part of FDIC takeover. Remember the banking stuff with what was it called? Silver. I forgot the name of those banks. There was like 3 banks that quickly had some problems, and so there's still something going on, right? But nonetheless, strong earnings lift stocks as bank concerns loom, right? So there's some banking things going on. What is that going to do, though? We see that the stock market can go up even when the economy is obviously, well, maybe it's not obvious to some people, when the economy may not be doing good. Let's take a look at this and see if we can. Let's take a look at month, because we're almost done with the month, right? We're almost done with April, so let's look at the month performance on this heat map. Overall, we do see a bit of a mixture of red and green, but green looks to predominate the heat map because of these big ones here. So, unsurprisingly, it would appear that we got the market being held up by just a few big names, right? Because look, we got getting close to 56% of the market below the 200-day moving average. So that's something to take note of. This is the futures that I like to look at, and everything's strong on the the day. Silver kind of going sideways here. Gold, tad bit below the $2,000 mark. I don't think, if it's a tad bit below, it's not a big deal. I think if it stays in this range, then maybe it's going to break higher. It's natural gas doing. Oil. Why don't we take a look at just the general markets? Look at how things played out on the day. The dollar basically going sideways, right? These small little charts we're looking at, these show us 1 month of trading, each candle being 1 day. So in the last month, we're kind of building the sideways market under this sort of flat 200-day moving average, but starting to move down right here. But definitely going sideways right now. And also the 20-year treasury bonds via TLT. We see it's kind of doing this sideways thing, but it's more volatile. See how this sideways motion is in a very tight range? This one's a little bit of a wider range. Look at that. That's a sideways in a real tight range. We already looked at oil. The Bitcoin futures back up testing that 30,000. Hit a new low in the VIX. So if the VIX is still an accurate gauge of fear, we would say that the market doesn't have fear as bank concerns loom. Well, we'll see how those things played out. If I say that and it sounds like, oh, you think the market's going to crash, not necessarily. Right? The stock market is not like a 1-for-1 ratio connection to the economy. So you can have real bad things happening in the market, and then just the powers that be goose in the stock market. So you can have the stock market going up with ultimately the economy in the oval porcelain throne. But we see the last couple days, 2 days of trading, things really moved up. So why don't we do this? Let's turn this in, take a look at same tickers, but on a weekly chart. So the dollar, we see, went down. So we're looking at each candle is 1 week, but we're looking at 6 months of data. Went down, kind of moving sideways now. Rallied up, tried to hit that past that 200-day, couldn't do it. TLT rallied up here, and then you can see it's just kind of been going sideways through there. Gold overall up on the 6 months and just trading at the top end of hitting this resistance right there. Crude oil dropped down, and you see it's just back in this range of about $80 to about $70. Bitcoin, it was doing this stair step down for several months. Now it's kind of look like it might be doing the stair step up. And the VIX has just been moving down. And really here we see we're on the Dow Jones, we're really in this getting at the moment pushing up against this resistance. Possibly the same thing here on the SPX for 6 months, but if we're looking at resistance in a range, it got all the way up here. Here's kind of the low end of it. So it's maybe from about this 4,100 for about 4,200. Still the same old song and dance, waiting to see like what happens through if you're looking at the SPX or the S&P or the SPY. Basically this 420, 4,200, whatever, you're just adding or subtracting a zero when you're dealing with the SPX and XPY. But this 42, right? 42, add how many zeros you need. What's going to happen through there? You see over here the small mid-cap stocks looking like these, right? At least these are on the top side of the 200-day moving average, starting to have a 200-day moving average moving up, starting to have it move up over here, kind of sideways. Looks like it potentially could be curling over. Right here we're at the top end of of this range. So yeah, looking pretty good, right? Let's look at the different 12 different sectors. Look at them on the weekly chart relatively quickly here. Right. Let's see. I'm seeing a little bit of a mixed bag, not too much of a mixed bag though. And since we're at the end of we're definitely at the end of the week, and we're going into the end of the month, we'll look at the weekly chart of we'll just look at the weekly chart of the top 10 stocks of the 4 different indices. So right now this chart's set up for 5 years, and each candle being 1 week. Probably going to zoom in a little bit so we can see those candles a little better. What's that bring us back to 2000? Let's go just zoom in a little more. All right. And see that some nice detail of the candle. So we're going back. We're looking at about 1 year, 2 years, and a little bit of a couple months of data, and each candle being representing 1 week. We see here we're in this top part of this range here, and as I mentioned, I'm looking to see what's going to happen through this 420 area. Right at this time, it got up to the 400, went through the 420, but it pivoted and went in the opposite direction at the 4,300. It's really going to have to break through this 4,200, 4,300, and then ultimately this 4,440, whatever. I just got done looking at the SPX, and that's in the thousands, and SPYs in the hundreds. So just bear with me if I mix up. But you can see through here between 440 to 450 where we got prices kind of overlapping through here, where there kind of has some congestion. You see right here on the bottom, right here, that this is being used as support. So when it's on this side of it, when it's on the bottom side of it, probably be as resistance. But until it really breaks through there, we're probably just gonna. I wouldn't be surprised until we see it really break through this 420 to 440, and how it goes through there, how quickly. Last time I was waiting to see that happen, it turned around and went the other way. So we'll see how it goes. What this candle right here is showing us is that it opened here, traded all the way down here, and closed pushing up to the top. Right, high, yep. Okay, it pulled back just a little bit. Watch this H. Watch that H when I hover over this candle. Look at that H right now. 415.94. Okay, now look at this number right here. 415.39. So pulled back 1 penny for the high of the day. So that's showing some strength for sure. So we'll watch to see how next week plays out. Apple is starting to let me do this so I don't have to keep changing it every time. Let's just change this to 2 years. There. Actually, you want to see a little more than that. I guess I do. All right, that's better. All right, you got 3 years. And so we're coming into this range right in here, right? So this will be pretty telling of how Apple's what it's gonna do between the 170 to 180, right? If it starts breaking this 180, and so you're looking at for the last 3 years, 182.94 is an all-time high. Microsoft, wow, look at that. Pretty amazing action in Microsoft today. Oh, excuse me, not today. I forgot that's a week. So pretty amazing action for the week. And with that, look at all that volume. There's a lot of money buying in there. So I want to doubt it if we're gonna really just push up through this 320. At the minimum, we're probably going to touch the 320 next week, and I wouldn't be surprised if it goes through it. Amazon battling that 200-day moving average. For whatever reason, we do see some, got a low, and a higher low here. It is getting stuck in this 100 to 110. Meta got that same sort of Microsoft candle this week with the same kind of volume. And, okay, we're past this seemingly. Let's see what happens next week, because I wouldn't be surprised if it starts catching some resistance right through here. But if entities keep pumping money into it, then it will break through there. Google, of course, is going to be in here twice for only reasons that I can speculate on. And it's got a bit of an Amazon look, but it's battling that 200-day a lot better. Berkshire Hathaway, we're starting to break out. We see that the 320, you can see it through here, right here, right here. That 320 to about 300 was a bit of a support resistance area. It seems to have broken out of that. Tesla, this is probably looking the most bearish out of anything that we've looked at so far. Something I guess to take note of is that we're back down to this area. So, probably caught some support right in here. That's what it looks like. But look at after this big drop here from last week. Look where we're at. We're in the bottom of that. So it's until something. Ooh, look at all that volume coming in with selling. Very likely some large amount of money is flowing out of that. Nvidia. Right, kind of getting stuck right in here, hitting that resistance right in there. JP Morgan Chase also hitting some resistance around that 140-ish area. We'll look at the Qs next because there's only two stocks that are different of the top 10 holdings of the Qs and the S&P 500. Again, why would they do that? You know, Google's going to be in here twice again. Why would they do that? I can only speculate. It's just basically a guess, and I don't even know if it's a speculation, if it's that educated of a guess. But we seem to be with the Qs hitting in this, coming into this resistance right here. So same thing from about 320 to 340. We'll see how that unfolds. We looked at everything except for PayPal. PayPal, obviously, that's about looking as bearish as Tesla. Adobe, all right, Adobe's got more of this staying over the 200-day moving average type of Amazon look to it. Check out the Dow Jones relatively quickly. Yeah, look at that, man. A lot of prices just overlapping. Price congestion right in there. We'll see how it battles through this 340 to 350. We had a long run to the upside. Now, look at down here. It came. See this big pivot area right here? Kind of start testing that area and to the upside. So it might not be done on the bull run in the bigger picture. And we got Goldman Sachs, low, higher low, higher low. Almost looks like a head and shoulders here though. Not the greatest one. Is this an M? It could be, but we got our this side of the M higher than this side, which is good, and then broke through here. So I guess technically, if you're looking at the Phil's gang type of shorting, probably short here. But now we're going back up here. And then what's going to happen through here? I see it seems like there could be some resistance here. The range, look at this. Wide range, less wide, less wide. Volume hit hard on this week. A lot of volume, but not as much movement. We'll see. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if it goes either way, but definitely don't be surprised if it runs out of steam and starts heading back down. But Phil Grande would always say he probably still always says they need the banks. They need the banks to go up. So, the plunger team will come in there or pay somebody to go in there and buy some banks. We see that 280 hitting this resistance right in here with Home Depot. Definitely off its high in the last 3 years of 340. 420. And so we're kind of stuck in that range. We're already looking at Microsoft, Salesforce. In the big picture, Salesforce, I wouldn't be surprised if it's going to be hitting I see some resistance right in here. This area shows some support resistance area. You can see it right through there. So we'll see how that one unfolds. McDonald's still looking strong. McDonald's is probably, maybe this is the most bullish chart that we've looked at. I can't remember for sure, but you can definitely see this low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, but they're not much. This one, they're kind of like higher low, but then boom, we start hitting them. It really broke out of this channel. We'll see how far that's going to go. Honeywell, man, it's just basically kind of for X amount of time moving sideways, but it's a volatile sideways, right? Because it's kind of like see right in this area. It's still back there. It was up here. It was down here. And it's kind of right in the middle of that. Look at this. Boom. Look at that price point. Just for fun, let's look at the volume profile. Weekly volume profile and see if we're where we're at. Yeah, not surprising. Down here is not enough. I don't know how to say that, but you can see that for whatever reason down here, buyers step up, right? Once it starts getting a little bit in here, though, there's this is less transactions than in here, but definitely it's got some resistance in there. Let's look at over here. You can see here's just a bulk of transactions right through there. So in the short term, don't be surprised to see a bit of a pullback. Longer term might pull back here. Let's look at the monthly. Yeah, look at that. Not surprising. So how do you make a decision with that stuff? You can depends how your trading style is. I just use it as a different angle to look at stuff. Visa overall, in the last, looking at a 3-year period, we're back over here. Where we're here 2020, around April 2020, around April, what is it, 2 years later, 3 years later. Obviously my math is not the greatest. Oh man, we're kind of right back there. So kind of look at the big pictures, doing some sideways stuff. Amgen, also just sideways, but volatile sideways. Boeing, that kind of sideways also, but volatile sideways. And let's close this bugger out by looking at IWM over the last 3 years. All right. Going sideways for a while here after this drop down, and still on the bottom end of that. It could maybe something's gonna change and come back, start moving to the upside, since the other indices are, or maybe the other indices will start following suit. Look at this AMC. This is the one that that's going to the moon, and it went to the moon, it came back, and now it looks like it's just back on Earth here. If you should have retired up there. If you're still holding on to this, thinking it's going to go to the moon, I wish you the best of luck, but that's not what I'm seeing. So over here at Shockwave, look at that pullback, boom, and shot back up right here. This is it's pretty volatile. With must be some institutions or something like that in there buying. Biohaven, not even around that long. Oh. Sideways right now. And so it looks like right here, got that support right through there. Intelia almost has a bit of an AMC look to it, AMC-esque look. But where are we at? Right in here. So looks like that around this. What is that? What is that? Looks like that $40 area is. Looks like that $40 area. Oh, good Lord, how do I get out of that? Looks like that $40 area is oh man, it's catching some real support with it. Or yeah, I think it was giving it support. Well, golly gee, what a pain in the butt. Let me do this. There we go. That'll fix it. Well, maybe not. Let's see. Yep, that fixed it. Change it back to and we'll finish it up looking at the 5-year, whatever. I like to keep it on 5-year. So what we looked at, what were we at? Biohaven, Intelia, Crocs. Starting to press up there, right? Look at that. Nice run to the upside. Chart Industries. It's definitely up against some resistance. Corona, or is it Corona? It's definitely not Corona, I guess. Gapped up and kind of floating back down here, but it hasn't filled in that gap. It tried to, but it seems like that's 180's giving us some good support right in there. Apelios, really gappy. Look at that. Woo! It's just all over the place. It's pharmaceuticals. It's got to be a good way to trade those. And is our last look. Look at the line chart. Weekly line chart. Close this up. Still the same thing. I want to see what's going to happen from 420 up to 440. How's it gonna deal with that? So far, there's a lot of resistance at the 420ish area. It's getting closer though. It might push through that. You know, you definitely see that low, higher low, moving up. Or I mean, depending on how you look at it, are you seeing higher highs? It's not. It's more debatable than this low, higher low, higher low, higher low. That's like less debatable. That's real. Looks like it's got a little bit of a W. We'll see. We'll see what's going to happen. If it got through here, 420 and turned around, definitely you can see a lot of pivoting happening through that 420 to 440. So we'll see how things go. When in doubt, you want to do a strategy that's kind of less dependent on picking direction. check this one out. You guys have a great day.